Welcome. In this video is Zbcn coin getting ready to pump. We will analyze this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please watch to the end to understand. When carefully analyzed on the chart, it is clearly seen that the price is progressing in a very healthy way. In particular, an uptrend structure, which has been followed for a long time and has made itself felt, generates very valuable signals in terms of technical analysis. This ascending trend line indicates that the price is consistently making its bottoms at higher levels, and that the overall direction of the market is upwards. Such a structure can be considered as an indicator not only of past movements, but also of potential future price movements. This rising trend line has been tested by the price on multiple occasions, and each time it has been touched, it has been met with a strong reaction. This means that the market recognizes this level as an important support zone, and traders are likely to rebuy positions when this area is approached. Especially recently, the fact that the price has once again approached this trend line and bounced strongly upwards. From this point makes it clear that the market is still sticking to this rising structure and buyers continue to dominate. In technical analysis, rising trend lines represent the confidence of market participants. If the price continues to stay above this line, it shows that traders still have positive expectations and that the direction of the market continues to be up. Each rising bottom signals that the market is struggling to climb to new highs and buying pressure is more dominant. Therefore, maintaining such rising trend structures is one of the most fundamental building blocks of a sustainable bull trend. The upside reaction of the price on its last contact with this trend line is quite meaningful. This is because this move is not only a technical level, but it also shows that strong buyers in the market have stepped in and are determined to hold this level. Buying on such pullbacks and the rapid return to the upside proves that investor confidence is still high and the trend is on solid footing. Therefore, maintaining these levels is very important for the health of the technical structure in the market. This rising trend line is also a psychological boundary, so if the price doesn't go below this line, it reflects that investors are still optimistic and that the market has an overall bullish bias. In the opposite case, that is, if this line is broken, there could be a certain deterioration in the market structure. However, there is no such danger in the current outlook. On the contrary, the price's respect for this line and the strong reaction from this level show that the current bullish structure is extremely healthy and sustainable. In terms of investor psychology, this structure is also very promising, because every time the trend lines work, confidence in the market is reinforced. Traders tend to open trades at such support levels, which leads to increased liquidity in the market. When the price bounces off such trends to the upside, the market's don't miss psychology accelerates buying, and the price starts to rise much more strongly. This creates a chain effect that allows the uptrend to feed on itself. On the other hand, such trend lines can be very decisive, not only for short-term trading, but also for medium and long-term strategies. In particular, when traders see that fidelity to this line is sustained, they can spread their positions over the long term and set higher targets. This would put the market on a firmer footing. Looking at the overall outlook, we currently have a very strong and healthy technical structure. Price has again produced an upside reaction from this trend line, as it has done in the past, and shows an intention to continue its upward movement. This shows us that the current uptrend is not accidental, but on the contrary, it is technically based and on solid ground. But we cannot decide the analysis with trends only. Let's look at other metrics. Keep watching. When we evaluate the market movements with technical analysis, there is a structure on the price chart that is quite remarkable and gives positive signals. The recent pattern of price movements gives us very strong clues about the direction of the trend. Especially when the recent patterns are evaluated, it is seen that the price has formed a clearly rising bottom on the chart. This is considered one of the earliest signs of trend changes in technical analysis. If the price manages to form a new ascending top after this rising low, breaking above the previous high, it would be a technical confirmation of the uptrend on the chart. A rising bottom pattern indicates that prices are no longer finding buyers at lower levels and that investors are stepping in earlier on each decline. This means that confidence in the market is growing, selling pressure is decreasing, and buying interest is intensifying. The upward shift of the lows is an important technical development that shows that the market is getting stronger and the trend is evolving in a positive direction. The most important thing for the price to do at this stage is to break through the previous high. If the price manages to break above this peak, the market will now have a rising top, rising bottom structure, which in classical technical analysis is considered the beginning of a bull trend. The formation of such patterns also brings about significant changes in investor psychology. First of all, we observe that there are fewer and fewer traders with bearish expectations or selling pressure. This is because the rising bottom indicates that sellers are no longer able to drive the price down to previous levels, and buyers are starting to enter the market at higher levels. This indicates that the balance of power in the market has shifted in favor of the bulls. In a buyer-dominated market, upward movements are much more likely to be sustained. In other words, in the current situation, the price has completed this rising bottom pattern and has a very positive structure with the potential to form the next stage, the rising top. If the price breaks through the previous high, it is not only a technical achievement, but also a psychological threshold that has been crossed. Many traders see the old highs as breakout levels and tend to open trades on a break above these levels, thinking that the direction of the market has become clear. This puts more buyer pressure on the price and accelerates the upward movement. In this process, the so-called trend followers come into play and realize the positive trend and open positions. This makes the rise more stable and voluminous. With the formation of the rising top structure, we now have a clearly defined uptrend in technical analysis. If this trend continues, traders start to wait for the next rising low followed by a new rising high. Thus, the market begins to move in an upward channel. In order for this structure to be technically maintained, each correction must occur above the previous low, and each new high must be higher than the previous one. When we look at the current structure, the initial levels of these conditions have been successfully formed. Taking a position at this early stage, when the trend is just beginning, provides significant advantages in technical analysis. By catching such reversal structures, traders can participate in a large part of the uptrend at an early stage. This is extremely advantageous in terms of risk-return ratio, because investors who take a position before the trend is clear can make bigger gains by taking less risk with the capital gains as the price rises. The basic logic of technical analysis is precisely to be able to detect such structures early and to be involved in the process with strategic moves. The RSI is an extremely powerful indicator that measures price momentum and helps identify overbought or oversold areas in the market. This indicator is one of the first things many traders look at on a chart because the RSI has the potential to generate signals ahead of price action. On the chart currently under review, there is a very noticeable structure on the RSI. A distinct rising trend line has formed. This is a very important technical development that reflects the strength of the market and its potential for a healthy advance. This rising trend line that the RSI has formed over time has joined the indicator's lows to form a positively sloping channel. This type of structure is very valuable as it shows that momentum is building upwards over time, and market participants are becoming more interested in buying. An uptrend in the RSI, like an uptrend in the price chart, shows that confidence and buying pressure are growing. Sellers are weakening and the market is accumulating upward energy. Yes, friends, I hope you liked the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.